All right, guys, here we go. This is our Junkyard M10 turbo build beginning. This motor's out of a mid-80s 318 E30, and I think it has decently low miles, like under 150,000. I really don't know too much about it. One of our buddies had it kicking around. It's going in a 1974 2002, and right now our plan is to just basically clean it up, put the modifications in. It's getting Siemens deck at 80-pound injectors, a Borg Warner 52 millimeter 200 series turbo, rapid spool manifold is going to go on here in place of that old junker right there. And what else? We got to do something with the throttle body, probably adapt that to an M20, M50, M30, something like that. Before we put it in there, these things are just super restrictive. Like if you look, I'll do it later, but if you take off this boot and you look down, like it's like a tiny little, looks like a 35 millimeter hole that goes into the actual intake. Like the butterfly's tiny. Anyway, basically just going to leave it as it is. We stripped off all the unnecessaries. We have a buddy of mine do our crank trigger wheel. He did it wrong, but we're going to try it anyway. This is a ring off of a Ford Escort, the 1.9 liter, early 90s. You find them in the junkyard. We got it for like 16 bucks. The ring, it's such a close fit, but it actually does come off. You have to pound it off of, where is our old one? Shoot. It's over here somewhere. Anyway, it's off of a Ford Escort, and you have to work that thing pretty hard to get it off the Ford Escort pulley. It's pressed on pretty good. But anyway, our buddy lathed down one of these V's, and we just kind of slid it up against the other V, and we just throw like some tacks on there, weld it up a little bit to keep it on. And then that guy is going to go on the front, like here, and we'll just mount a trigger over on this side, probably on these bolts somewhere, and we'll call it good. We grabbed the Ford sensor, but we're not sure if we're going to use it. Anyway, what I was going to say is this trigger wheel, instead of being right here, we wanted it actually back here, so it was up against the back of this. But maybe I didn't give my buddy the best instructions. He did a killer job, but didn't do it on the right one. But honestly, I don't think it matters, because I think the middle one's the only one we need, just to run the water pump and the alternator. So I'm going to start tearing this bad boy down. We got a roasted clutch. I think this one, we measured it, it's the 215 millimeter. We're probably going to go with a 228, just more surface area, better grip. I called Clutch Masters, and they're probably going to hook us up. I don't know what we're going to go with yet. We still need to decide kind of what we're doing. I think the goal for this was, probably 250 to 300 horsepower as it sits. We do have another motor that we wanted to build originally. So the whole plan was, we have this 2002, and we wanted to put a built motor in it. So my cousin got the pistons from Ireland Engineering. We bored them, had all the machine work done, and fit the pistons to the block for an NA. And then we just decided, you know what, might as well go turbo. Like, really, there's no reason to not be turboed. So we decided to start building that block and doing a turbo. And we got a hold of this motor originally from our friend just for the EFI parts. So just for like the fuel rail, the intake manifold, because the 2002 is carbureted. We need all that stuff, and the linkage, and we just needed that stuff really. And I was helping my boy Eric with his 320i turbo, which is basically the same exact setup that we're doing here. And I kind of had an epiphany. I was like, dude, why don't we just throw in the freaking junker motor and we can tune it. And as we do tuning, if we freaking blow this, if we kick a piston out the bottom, then we won't be pissed that we blew a cheap motor instead of the expensive one. So probably in a year, we'll put the other one back in once it's all built. But for now, we're just going to boost the piss out of this junkyard beast. So I'll keep you guys updated. And oh, I forgot to mention we're doing micro squirt. So one of the varieties of mega squirt is micro squirt, and it's like $300 for the ECU and $80 for the harness and a bunch of other stuff. But that's the flavor we're going to go with. I have a bunch of friends that run them, and I think it's going to be easiest for us to just do that. I've got the backing, the people can help me get it on there. But anyway, originally we were thinking we might have to change the oil pan and possibly oil pump or pickup tube to fit the 2002. But I really like the idea of having this sumped pan. It's really, the more modern pan is probably better. But you have to modify the subframe is what I've read online. We're going to find out more about that. Maybe try to fit it in the car. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how that is. But we got a lot to do. Got to drill the pan, put a bung in there for the turbo drain. Right here, we need to drill and tap the oil filter housing right there. Put a -4A in, bring it up over for the turbo. But tonight I'm going to pull off the intake manifold and the injector rail and a few other accessories, and we're going to take it to our buddies at the machine shop, and they'll just wash it for us. They'll put it through their cleaner and get it all cleaned out, especially the fuel rail for when we put the new injectors in. Don't really want any crap in there. This thing's been sitting for a long time. So anyway, I'll keep you updated. Take some pictures, take some more videos. Thanks, guys.